I'm Andy from Fence Post, Music and Vinyl Blog, and today I'm going to talk to you about a band called Club 8. In particular, their 2015 album, Pleasure. Now, Club 8 has been around since 96 or so they've been around for a while. 2015 was 19 years into their tenure as a band. Club 8 includes Johan Angergaard, who is one of the founders of Labrador Records out of Sweden, and Carolina Comstedt. I believe I'm pronouncing those right. And together they make up this kind of magical pop duo. Early in their career, up through about 2007 or so, when they released this album, The Boy Who Couldn't Stop Dreaming, they created light, twee-ish indie pop music. Then things started to change. In 2010, they gave us the People's Record. Now, this was completely different from anything they had done before. The People's Record was kind of infused with this, like, African-inspired pop. And you had bongos, you had drums that were very, very different. You had this interesting jangle that was completely unheard of in their music up to this point. 2013 came Above the City. Now, this album was another departure. It went more into electronic music, and electropop, Euro-inspired electropop. This remains what I think is their strongest work yet. With that dive into more electronic Europop came a much darker side, and that's something they continued on Pleasure. Now, that transition wasn't held to just these two records. It also included Johan Angergaard's other band, his solo project, The Legends. You saw that with Facts and Figures, you saw it with, to an extent, its predecessor, Public Radio, and you saw it with It's Love, which came after, and Night Shift, which came after that. So it wasn't a sound that was entirely unfamiliar to an artist like Johan Angergaard. In fact, that year, 2015, he also released an album with a woman named Ellen Berlin. Together, they created the name Eternal Death, and that was perhaps even darker yet, as the name of the band might suggest. While there's some sounds that may seem a little bit of a diversion on Pleasure from Above the City, that Europop, that dark songwriting style predominantly remains intact. You have songs like Love Dies, Skin, Kinky Love. They all kind of flirt with something a little bit darker. And with that, the lyrics I found to be a lot more vulnerable. Carolina Comstedt even noted that this was their most focused album to date. Focused, vulnerable, goes hand in hand with thematic elements like sex, love, and jealousy. Likewise, much of Johan Angergaard's musical inspiration from around that time drew upon his personal experiences and emotions. It was kind of a dark time for him. Emotions and experiences which he infused into albums like Pleasure, albums like the Eternal Death release, and even, to an extent, The Legends. He had just turned 40, something I can relate to now, and he was in the midst of a complete life overhaul. An old love lost, a new love blossoming, other things going on that influenced the direction that he took with his projects. So, my take. Conceptually, the music is really good. And at the time, my so-called sad bastard days were kind of coming to an end. The twee-ish stuff that you saw with The Boy Who Couldn't Stop Dreaming, with albums by Belle and Sebastian, that kind of stuff, they were kind of progressing into a new direction that was, granted, a little bit more dark, Euro, that kind of music. So it fit, it worked. I can't help but love songs like Kinky Love, because, I mean, come on. Pleasure was released as a limited edition LP with only 500 copies on clear wax. I'm Andy from Fence Post, the Music and Vinyl Blog, doing exclusive vinyl stuff these days. So go check that out. You can read my review from 2015 on that site. Down in the description, you'll find a link to that. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm going to do a lot more of these. I'm going to go back and share lots of other records from my collection, kind of give you my take on them and the bands, share some stories about record collecting and all of that. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.